intelligence is an interesting concept. I don't know if it's real or if IQ even exists, because there's so many forms of intelligence. Animals have a form of intelligence which is very unique, really. It's more about, the pure survival and food and hunger, but they've also got just as strong emotions as humans. I wouldn't say they're as capable as humans to destroy others, but the problem with human intelligence is half of our intelligence is based on destroying and being competitive and being evil and being the best, destroying the planet, mining it, just digging up rare earth minerals and just killing animals. And we've decimated half of living species on the planet, and I think I know that half of these species will never come back. We always talk about the dinosaurs or the mass extinction of the dinosaurs. Well, human beings are the next mass extinction. We're already halfway towards the next mass extinction. We've already killed half of living things on this planet, and we actively bring things into life just to kill them, which is a form of slavery, which is even worse than slavery. It's almost, it is like the concentration camps and Nazis and Hitler. We think of them as the worst part of our history. Well, when those concentration camps got eliminated, there were just as many concentration camps all over the world, even for animals. There's people who have survived concentration camps and they're an activist for veganism now because they decided that it's just as evil killing animals as it is killing humans. And it really is. The concept of intelligence is a funny one, because I feel like the people who win in the world, the Jeff Bezos and the Elon Musks of the world, they're, one, incredibly intelligent, two, incredibly evil, in my opinion, and three, very, very selfish, and just completely dedicated and will sacrifice family time, their own health, their own sanity, like food and everything. Like Elon Musk literally lives in his office or a 50 grand fucking tiny house. Elon Musk, one of the richest people in the world, lives in his fucking office and works all the time. But these people work usually not for good. If you have all the money, then there's going to be people who work for you and don't have any money. So it's just, these rich people aren't good people, in my opinion. In my opinion, they're fucking evil. But to me personally, I still don't believe. Even, I'm 21 and I've thought about this, and I've, a time in my life I thought, well, actually, these rich people do deserve it, but I don't think anyone deserves £1 billion. No one deserves a super yacht or a super mansion, because people have to work to maintain those mansions and those yachts. Hundreds of people have to work for you, and that's slavery. Having $1 billion or £1 billion or any currency is slavery, because you're using that money to use everyone else to your advantage, emotionally and psychologically and just physically manipulate them, just like slaves. If you have $1 million, you can have slaves. Sure, they only work a 9 to 5 for you as your butler or whatever, and you say, oh, well, that's not a slave, that's their choice. Well, was it their choice to be unintelligent and, have that existence? There are going to be people who have loads and loads of money, and there's going to be people who are poor. In my opinion, well, truthfully, some people don't deserve the money they have. And that's, the biggest flaw of capitalism, really, is it allows this grotesque, ugly transformation of wealth. And it prolongs slavery. I think it is modern slavery. It is modern slavery. It's not that I think it. It is modern slavery. Elon Musk, you're a fucking slave trader. And so are you, Jeff Bezos. Anyway, Also, animals, the poor little animals are, even weaker than humans. We should think of animals like humans in a way, because they are sharing the planet just like us and they're sharing resources. We should think of animals like a weaker form of humans. We should think of animals as almost a slightly weaker, disabled person. Disabled people are usually slightly more, well, a lot more capable than animals. But it's a hierarchy. We have the kings and queens of the world, and the emperors, and the Jeff Bezos, and the Elon Musk, and then we have, at the other side of the spectrum, animals. That's how we should think. It's a hierarchy. It's a triangular thing, and we've always had that. These people can't look after themselves, and it's sad because, should intelligent, clever people who are so clever and intelligent and have all the resources and have worked so hard for generations even to gain wealth and be a dickhead and gain political laws and systems and own the police with the government, the CCP in China controlling their citizens and things. These people have worked so hard for power and control over other living things and animals and other creatures. Should we just say that these intelligent people, all intelligent people, should just work all their life for animals and for the weak of society almost? The people who it's the people who aren't that clever and haven't worked very hard, or they can't stick up for themselves. Animals, they can't really stick up for themselves, can they? I think that's why we find cats so cute, because unlike a lot of animals, cats just have this very they have an attitude to them, because they're predators. The cats have this vicious they don't care about you attitude, and I think humans really relate to that on a deeper level, like a spiritual level almost. And I think that's why we like cats, because they're fucking dicks. They claw at you, and they don't actually care at you, even though they need humans. They don't act like it, and I think that's why humans have a affection for them. But it's interesting because a lot of us, we work all our lives, in charities, NGOs and things, for the weak and for the vulnerable. And a lot of us are vegans, because we care about the weak and the vulnerable. And, it's more about just the emotional side of it, These weak and vulnerable people, like homeless people, and people in war-torn countries. We should think of animals in concentration camps getting fucking gassed alive and getting stabbed by humans and getting abused. Animals are the most abused humans on the planet, and we should think of animals like humans, because, they are a weaker form of humans, but they still have emotions. They still have, a lot of them have passions and talents even. They're not, as good as us, but we should take care of them. It's interesting thinking and talking about this. I know it's a ramble, but it's an interesting rant, and it's an interesting ramble because no one really talks about this ever. We spend all our lives as humans, and animals do as well, either taking care of ourselves and working hard to increase our intelligence and to increase our capability as people, as individuals, and we either work for ourselves or we roll over and just give up and just sleep all day long, or we work hard to gain money and gain power and gain influence. Celebrities, we all have an affection for celebrities, but really they're just in it for themselves. They don't fucking care about you, celebrities. Rich people don't give a shit about you. They've worked so hard their entire life for themselves, and that's why Ed Sheeran has such an influence on your brain. Now and again you hum to yourself a fucking Ed Sheeran song, don't you? Why is that? Because he's put himself into your brain in such an influencing way that you are part of Ed Sheeran. You as a person have Ed Sheeran in your blood, and you have Elon Musk in your blood. He has gained a part of you, a spiritual part of you, because he's such a fucking dickhead, and he's worked so hard, and he's worked the system with his intelligence to gain that fame, and emotionally manipulate and brainwash everyone into, it's not a bad thing. He's worked hard for that, that's what he wants, and you don't want that, so that's why you just roll over and let Elon Musk fuck you in the arse. I'm kidding, but that's what I'm saying. These rich, successful people are so clever and intelligent. They're not bad people. They've worked so hard to gain governments and control systems with the law and with all these systems in place, like TVs and in your workplace there's work systems. There's systems in your workplace to make you in control by your boss or by your manager. There's hierarchies. There's infinite hierarchies in the world. And a lot of these rich people love capitalism so much, and they love fame, and they love money, and they love themselves so much. They don't give a shit about their fucking girlfriend or their boyfriend. They love themselves so much that they will, they have fucking prostitutes because they don't give a shit about anyone else, They have fucking prostitute rings and pimps and all these horrible dark things. That's what capitalism breeds, this horrible dark system of only caring about yourself, being so individualistic that you will be so famous and have so much money at the cost of everyone else, and you will use your intelligence against them. And that's not a bad thing, really. It's just, the intelligent and the successful win in life, win in the world, and they always will, really. But sometimes, like Mr. Beast, he will make a charity, and some people will have a pet, and look after that pet, or have a girlfriend or a boyfriend and look after that person, or maybe someone's dying of cancer and we work in a hospital to look after them. I don't think Elon Musk will ever go to a fucking hospital, and I don't think Jeff Bezos will either. I don't think they'll go and look after someone. That's why Diana was such a nice person, because she literally went to hospitals and hugged people with diseases, and she could have got those diseases. Princess Diana in the UK, she did that. There are these clever, intelligent, influential people. And what you could do is use your intelligence and use your hard-working capability and use your youth to go after money and influence, and you can use that money and influence just like Mr. Beast does sometimes. He's not the best person, he just does that sometimes. He has charities to help people and plant trees and things. You could be a bit like Mr. Beast, or you could be a bit like Earthling Ed, you go to the fucking vegan festival, or Joey Carbstrong, go to these fucking, give people vegan food and give people knowledge about the poor and the needy. And that's why these rich people like Elon Musk, they don't go up to homeless people and give them money. They would never do that. These rich people care about themselves so fucking much, and care about money and influence so fucking much. You could have intelligence and you could be more socialist, and I don't want to use those words because they're shrouded in so much dogma and history, but you need, I think human beings, the intelligent and the capable, should care for the not so capable and the not so intelligent. If someone's a little bit fat, tell them maybe lose a bit of weight, or, because it increases your life expectancy and increases your living standards. And go vegan is the biggest, easiest thing for people to do to help the little guy. Go fucking vegan, and maybe make an animal sanctuary, or just work hard to help the little guy. Because if you're capable, you could be the happiest, richest, most famous, successful person in the world, and you could be so influential and successful. Sure, you're happy, you're very happy, but you're not helping anyone or anything apart from yourself. And that's unbelievably selfish, having all that money and all that influence and just buying fucking yachts, and just inviting your successful fucking friends to have some kind of fucking orgy together. Literally sometimes a fucking orgy together, you know? An orgy of happiness because you're all rich and fucking successful. But if you're intelligent and capable, help the little guy, please. We need more people helping the little guy because there's such a massive divide. And if you're intelligent, then I don't know, you can be an Elon Musk and you can be these amazing people. Just don't make a fucking rocket with fossil fuels to go to Mars when there's so much pain already on Earth. Mars is shit anyway, and so is the moon. There's nothing there. I hope you have found this useful and interesting. This is an interesting philosophical argument without using any names or historical dogma like socialism and communism. It's nothing to do with anything like that, what I'm saying. It's it's something at the core of humanity and of every living species on the planet, what I'm saying, and that's why it will relate to everyone who watches this video. That's what I wanted it to do. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. In future videos, I think I'll do what plant-based news does, but I will make it better because they don't really do much news articles on their plant-based news YouTube channel, and I'll make it entertaining and I'll make it watchable, and I hope you enjoy it. You fucking kidding me? I want to die. God damn it, that's so annoying.